Good morning. This is going to be the morning analysis for May 21st, 2026. So, going straight into the morning, right? Starting off on the weekly time frame, we see that price has came down into this weekly fair value gap, okay? Once we drop down into the daily time frame, we notice that this is a weekly fair value gap high. The second we entered inside of that weekly fair value gap, that first candle showed bullishness. Now we have created a swing low. So this candle will most likely come up and take this high if it hasn't already. And since we're at all-time highs, now we have a chance of coming up towards all-time highs. So what do we need to mark out on the daily time frame, right? We need to mark out previous day high, which is right here. Clone that, mark out previous day low, even though most likely won't get hit since we already took out previous day high. And then previous day consequent encroachment, which is just the middle point of the previous day's candle. Okay. And you can do the same thing on NQ and ES. Also mark out any daily fair value gaps, right? This is the daily fair value gap on ES. Same with this red box, daily fair value gap on NQ. And then from there, we already know we took out the daily high, just mark out the daily consequent encroachment. Drop down into the 4 hour for both. Now, what do we see on the 4 hour? So we're still at all-time highs. There's been no market structure shift to the downside. We had another market structure shift to the upside on the 4 hour, right? And we already took out that candle's high. Okay, so now you mark out the next swing high, and what are these? Yes, relative equal highs right here. And this is the daily fair value gap. So what could we be looking for in the 4 hour, right? We know that we are exiting out of this weekly fair value gap, had our change in state of delivery to the upside, and then now this is the fair value gap that we are going to look to get respected. So we'll make this a nice blue color and won't extend it. Actually, we'll make it gray. And then we'll mark it 4 hour. Okay. So just keep on going down in time frames, right? There's no SMTs at the highs. Go down in time frames on both of them. Now, we have this 1 hour. There's nothing really important on the 1 hour. So go to the 15 minute. And if you notice on the 15 minute right now, it's super choppy, right? Price action looks horrible. So on the 15 minute, what you want to mark out is going to be, let me find something real quick. It's going to be London high, London low, Asia high, Asia low. So we already took out. So this is London high. I'll make it red. And then we have London low that already got taken out right here. Okay. And then our next stop is Asia low right here. And then Asia high has already been taken. Okay. So let's move this so it looks cleaner. Boom. Now it looks kind of ugly right now, but it's just because of price action. So, right, we already took out London low. We have Asia low, seeing if we can make an SMT at Asia low. If one of them comes down and takes Asia. And then from there, we just wait for the model, right? You want to mark out midnight opening price, which is just a 12 o'clock candle. The opening price of it, which is right here. So why do we mark out this candle? Because setups form around the midnight opening price. Why does it form around the midnight opening price? Because every single daily candle has a power of 3, right? Accumulation, manipulation, and distribution. The setup usually forms around a midnight opening price. So if you're below midnight opening price, most of the time you're going to want a long. If you're above midnight opening price, most of the time you're going to want a short. So that's just a little trick that you can use. And then from there, go down into the lower time frames. Okay. Now we could try and look for the accumulation, manipulation, and distribution phases so we can kind of get a look at on the day, right? What do we see here? Accumulation here, right? We manipulated here, and then we distributed here. This is how you use your Fibonacci too, right? So that was our AMD. Now, since we're targeting all-time highs, place your Fibonacci on the high and the low. Grab your levels just like that. And as you can see, OTE has been hit right here. Now, what does that mean? That means since OTE has been hit already, we can target all-time highs now. So that's how you trade, or that's how you mark out your morning analysis. It's too early right now to actually mark out anything else. But as you can see on the 1 minute, we're starting to form perfect AMD, right? We have all of this that is accumulation, right? So pre-market accumulation. During market open, there's going to be a Judas swing, taking out these highs or these lows. And then whatever's next will be the distribution, right? So let's say this happens, right? Bam, bam, bam. Market opens, comes down. We have some SMT, and then we can target all the way up here, right? And then SMT at the lows, just like that. That is what I'm looking for. Obviously, that can happen on either side, and then we can go lower from there. But that's how you do your morning analysis.